We are here with your very first stock car scoop of the 2026 NASCAR season. And boy, oh boy, do we just see a heater at Daytona. I am your new host, Eric Schneck, here with my fellow co host this week, Trey. Trey, what did you think of our Daytona 500 and the winner, Tyler Reddick? Crazy last lap, two accidents. Tyler Reddick squeaks by at the end. What did you think?
Well, if you watched on this very YouTube page, the Front Stretch Watch Party, which we do every
Yes.
week, Mike Neff and I was reacting live to it. And if you're familiar with the Front Stretch Podcast Network, everyone would know my love of Zane Smith. So there was a moment where I was screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Zane Smith's gonna win the Daytona 500." But I will shout out frequent watcher of Front Stretch content who's always in the chats for our live streams. The Stig, he predicted early in the week during happy hour, he predicted that Corey LaJoie would miss the Daytona 500 and Tyler Reddick would win. So I want to shout him out. But two, I thought it was a fun finish. I thought Reddick, it was rare. It's a rare finish where it wasn't like the seas parted for him. He just wheeled that thing so well and made the right moves. And it was the type of thing that if the wreck doesn't happen, which is kind of just a bad block by Riley Herbst, he still wins the Daytona 500. And it was just a really, really, you got to see the full talent of Tyler Reddick in that moment. And it was one of the better finishes you'll see in the Daytona 500, especially with this car and how it kind of races in super speedways.
Yes, I thought I saw a lot of talk on social media that this race was maybe a little bit on the boring side. And I
Fuel
told
saving.
yeah, fuel savings but to me, and maybe it's just because we're NASCAR fans and there's not so much other sports going on this weekend, so maybe it's all casuals tuning in.
You're not excited about the NBA All-Star game?
I feel like I saw Glorilla do some shooting on social media over the weekend, and I'm like, I guess it's All Star break. I don't know, but I don't mind the fuel savings because I think Fox did a particularly good job today explaining what was happening. Like, oh, Busher's now, he's running 46 eighths and 2 seconds ahead and this and that and the other. I thought they did a particularly good job with that. But you are correct. Reddick was an absolute dog those last couple laps. Now, Michael McDowell did do an amazing job saving fuel. He was
I
absolutely
would have
in the
loved to
catbirds.
see that thing stay green late.
Yes.
I would have I thought McDowell was going to pit once the caution went out, and when I found out he didn't, it made me because I don't know if the pack catches him,
Right.
but if they didn't, even for him, I guess he got caught up in a wreck, so we don't know if he would have fully made it. But that credit, you know what? Like that crew chief, and I said this on the live stream or on the watch party. I said if they won that race, the crew chief needs to be like, if you watch the great movie Major League, or just I think this was Major League, just the big cojones on him. That was Major League
Yeah.
2, but still
Yes.
great.
Um, we're gonna get along just fine. Um, yeah, he and Hocevar was the perfect teammate, and they
Yeah,
both
he
got
did a good
caught
job
up.
till kind of he kept getting the push, and then he was like the final one where he's like, all right, I'm too fast and there's 2 laps to go. I'm passing you. And then it leads to that first wreck, which credit to NASCAR, they didn't
They
throw the
swallowed the
caution.
whistle. They swallowed the
And
whistle.
Mike Joy brought this up late. Like 2311 deserves 2 assists. Bubba Wallace for saving it, essentially just like ruining his day to say after he led the most laps, saving it with Byron trying to get back on the track. And then Herbst with a great push to Reddick that led to the finish there. Those two things just ultimately led to a 2311 car getting into victory lane.
And before we head trackside, I did want to quickly touch base on what a great story this is for Tyler Reddick. Now, the majority of the NASCAR offseason attention, and rightfully so, was on the 2311 front row lawsuit against NASCAR, followed up by then the horrific personal tragedy that happened to Denny Hamlin. But if we go back just a few months, Tyler Reddick was also having some very serious health issues with his little boy, where there was some weeks where there was a real chance he wouldn't be racing because he needed to be somewhere else much more important. And with that lawsuit going on, there was also talks that they might be able to opt out of their contracts. So to have all of that happen through the end of last year, through then the off season to then winning today is just absolutely just a storybook type ending story, start of the season, etc. But anyway, let's go ahead and put a little bow on this opening segment and head trackside because we have some folks in the field. We have Dalton Hopkins at Pit Lane CPT and Tanner Marlar, Tanner_Marlar at Daytona International, and they are going to give us their thoughts from the tracks. Boys, take it away.
What's up, everyone? Dalton Hopkins of FrontStretch.com, and I'm coming at you live with Tanner Marlar inside of his Dodge Ram 1500.
Inside the wonderful rental Dodge Ram 1500, courtesy of Front Stretch and Enterprise Rentals.
His rental. We're in the parking lot of Daytona International Speedway. We're actually in the road course section. It's raining. It's raining hard.
A lot.
It is raining a lot, and that's why we're not doing this outside right now, so you'll have to forgive us.
We are stationary, by the way.
We are. Nobody's moving. We're not in traffic.
Both hands off the wheel.
No, well, that doesn't mean that you're... I mean, we could still... Never mind. Anyway.
We're wasting time.
Yeah, we are. The Daytona 500 is over. We just witnessed history, because every Daytona 500 is history. Tyler Reddick is a Daytona 500 champion. As far as we know, the inspection's not quite clear yet. They still have to break down the engine, but for the most part, inspection is pretty much done, and he is the winner of the 68th annual Daytona 500. Tanner,
he is, and it was a last lap charge, shocker, that pushed Reddick to the win. He got let's call it a block to assist him from his teammate Riley Herbst. That block upset Brad Keselowski, who misses out just narrowly on another shot at his own Daytona 500 win. He has not won one in all of his illustrious super speedway career. And that's sad, but again, the big highlight of the day, of course, is Tyler Reddick. Made a great pass towards the end, great maneuver, and kudos to Herbst. Before he did spin out and cause the crash going to the checkered flag, he had the wherewithal to come with Reddick. He made a great move to follow in behind him and give him that last bump he needed to cross the finish line.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, this is actually the most competitive Daytona 500 in history. 25 different leaders, and the 25th leader of the race, by the way, different leader, was Tyler Reddick. That was his only lap led of the entire race. And then 66 lead changes, making it the second most lead changes in Daytona 500 history. Actually, Daytona history, period. But at the same time, the reasoning behind a lot of that is mostly because of the fuel saving. It was 3 wide for probably about, I don't know, what would you say, about 60 laps or so?
A lot of the final third stage, which is what we've come to expect, right? And, you know, I'm not really... at this point, if it keeps providing us races like that and finishes like that to where it's not a complete crapshoot at the end and NASCAR does keep the flag in their pocket, I'm okay with it. You know, Denny Hamlin talked after the race. I think the sentiment among most fans is that they don't really care what way NASCAR rules as much as they do about ruling one way consistently. And I think we saw that start off on a good note tonight. I'll be interested to see if that is the trend with NASCAR this season. But if it is, I think it's a step in the right direction.
A lot of good steps in the right direction. A lot of good calls by NASCAR this weekend. I mean, look at your front windshield. It's pouring. I mean, actually, it was thunderstorming a little while ago.
It's rather damp.
It is. It's wet. This track. It is damp outside. It's hazy. Actually, there's a lot of mist.
I talked to a lot of Goodyear reps this weekend. They did not bring the wet weather tires.
Yeah, that would have been really interesting to see, wouldn't it? That'd been so much fun.
Something would have happened.
A lot of somethings would have happened for sure. But rain is happening right now on the speedway, and great call by NASCAR.
100%.
move the race up by an hour, because you recall, after the race, we're on pit road, we're in the NASCAR garage, we're at the care center, spent a lot of time at the care center, and I am walking into the media center, and I start feeling the raindrops on my head, and that was probably about, I don't know what you say, like 40 minutes after the checkered flag.
Yep.
So NASCAR, I mean, great call to bring the Daytona 500 an hour early, start it at 1:30 p.m. Well, the green flag at 2:13, but you get my point. Start it earlier, and we got the race in.
Yep.
And everybody all day was wondering, are we going to get this race in all 200 laps? And we did. And you know what? No overtime restarts.
Nope.
Didn't end under caution. It ended like an honest-to-God race.
And that's all we can really ask for.
Yeah.
You know, that's at the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. Unfortunately, that's about all the time we have on today's PRC. Next week, the NASCAR Cup Series takes on Atlanta Motor Speedway, or not Echo Park Speedway.
Echo Park Speedway.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Goes to Atlanta at Echo Park Speedway. Front Stretch will be there with wall-to-wall coverage all weekend, and even more PRC episodes just like this. Don't forget to tune in. I'm Tanner Marlar. That's Dalton Hopkins. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Dalton and Tanner. We appreciate that. Now, quickly, we're going to take a quick trip to the liquor store. No, not to the actual liquor store, to the internet tequila store, Billy's Tequila. A quick word from our sponsor. BillysTequila.com, promo code RACER for 5% off your order. You just had an amazing Daytona 500 experience. You owe yourself a margarita. Billy's Tequila, promo code RACER. Other news? Go ahead. You were going to say something. I cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to shout out our great sponsor, Billy's Tequila. Sponsoring us all week across the podcast network. How
much Billy's Tequila have you consumed?
You know what? I may have slipped some in my drink during the race today, so while I was celebrating it. So
I have also had a few shots of Billy's Tequila as well. That's why my cheeks are a little bit flush. So Billy's Tequila, we thank you for supporting us here at Front Stretch. Other news and notes from the weekend, and I kind of alluded to this before we head to Dalton and Tanner at the track. The lawsuit last year was 2311, which had the most of the attention in the lawsuit, but also Front Row Motorsports was involved in that lawsuit, and they opened up the NASCAR weekend with a victory in the Truck Series, which I thought was a particularly good race. Chandler Smith took that one home. I think the big, I don't want to say the big news from there, but we had a star-studded truck field. Probably the most stars in a truck field that I can remember in many years. And attrition hit most of the stars.
True.
We had Cletus. Cletus was out on lap 4.
Yeah.
We had
Tony,
Tony.
like 25. It was early.
Yeah. Mini Tyrell, he didn't wreck. But he ended up having a pretty decent showing. I think he finished like
14th.
16th. Yeah, 14th or 15th.
You could tell he was for his first time at Daytona. They played it ultra conservative.
And you know what? Good. Like
probably smart.
You're going from the Cars Tour to the high banks of Daytona. Yeah, take it slow. I thought it was an excellent race. And then the Truck Series, not the Truck Series. We just talked about that. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. That's gonna take a while. I need to put a post-it note here, where Austin Hill just straight dominated that race, and really RCR as a whole. Man, what do you think? Like, what do the Xfinity drivers have to do to beat them on these places?
Pass him. Try to pass. I don't know. Not work with him. I don't know. It shocks me every time that drivers keep choosing to work with him. But hey, credit to him, man.
Dude,
he's going to build himself a nice lead after Atlanta in the points, and then we'll see if he can maintain the gap rest of the way.
Like you would think Junior Motorsports would just, okay, it's 4 of us. We are the, I don't want to say the class of the field, but they're pretty strong. There's no reason those 4 couldn't gang up and pass them. And it's just, they dominate and dominate and dominate. And it's just like, I'm ready. I'm ready for a new ending of those books. I'm ready for some new blood. The other news that came out of the Xfinity series, and the only reason I'm touching on it is because it went everywhere on social media, was the big one happened, and Sam Mayer lost brakes, front end, car was in a heap. And then everyone's favorite Natalie Decker came plowing in 16 seconds later.
Arca brakes.
Dude,
I'm not going to say much. I'm not even going to say anything.
I don't even know if
Replay
it's
speaks
Arca
for
brakes.
itself.
It's like minivan brakes.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, I don't know. Well, she is a mom, so.
You got a good point there. I didn't even think about that. That's
But you know what? My mama told me if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So I'm just gonna, you know what? That is a storyline. But you know what? I'm Michael Jordan just won the Daytona 500. Michael, this is gonna be a fun couple of days. Michael Jordan just won the Daytona 500.
I can't wait to see all the photo ops of Michael Jordan with the trophy. I can't wait to see him picking up Tyler Reddick like a little baby doll, because Reddick is so small compared to how tall MJ is. From losing their charters to the lawsuit to Daytona 500 champions, it's
what a wild time.
It's great.
And hey, we still got a whole season ahead of us. Tyler Reddick's the points leader, I think.
Probably.
It would be, right?
You know what? I
can look at it real quick.
Yeah.
If the scoring monitor, I don't have a scoring monitor that's working. That would tell me the points, so I can't tell you.
Let me see if it's on NASCAR.com at all. Unofficial, no, not yet. And their standings still have last year's standings, but I would assume so. I mean, he didn't win any stages or anything.
Yeah, but he got 60 points.
Right. So, and I don't think anybody would have outdid that today. So, all righty, folks.
Well, Bubba got a lot because he got a stage win.
Yes.
At least.
And
what at 20, we'll just say Reddick leads the point.
And what's crazy is they all started together. Like 2311 started like, and I'd have to look at the starting line. Yeah, they were like 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, or something of that, with like Jimmy Johnson starting like one car
next to Connor Zilic, which turned out to be nothing because Zilic wrecked early. So
yeah, I don't think it was his fault. I was listening to his scanner during that whole thing, and he seemed very. And I haven't listened to his scanner much, so I'm not sure if this is always his demeanor, but he was very concerned if it was his fault or not. Like, is this my fault? Was this my fault? Like, can we get back out there? Like very, very determined, which is good, I think, in a way, to be so concerned about that kind of thing. But yeah, just not the I've dubbed him Das Wonder Kid. I'm not sure if that nickname is gonna stick, but I like it.
He's pretty good. But hey, you did it, Eric. You got through your first podcast.
Folks, this is I'm very quickly, for me, I do some NASCAR content work in the gambling space, and I also do some dirt track work as well for some other media outlets. So, hey, I will get way more comfortable doing this portion of it as the season goes on. So I appreciate you staying with me for all of this. Trey, my good man, any final words before we wrap it on up?
Long season ahead. Let's do this.
Let's do this, folks. Next week. Well, not next week. This week. Well, yeah, this week, because today's Sunday.
A week from today.
A week from today, we have another show. Obviously, we have Stock Car Scoop coming at you from Atlanta. And then this week, Tuesday night, 7:30, happy hour live. Make sure to tune in. We do not know the guest as of this time, but we are.
Boys are working on it. I know that. I'm the podcast manager, so I know they're working on it.
They're working on it. We don't want to throw a name out there too early and then have it not work out. But the boys are working on it, I guess. So Tuesday nights live, 7:30, the happy hour. All right, hey, that's it for me. That's it for you. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Stock Car Scoop. See ya.